Hello everyone, my name is Sandeep. As you know, here I'm share about how we can customize our Shopify theme and create new one. So today I'm going to create so today I'm going to create an option where you can change images based on this variant selector, and there are so many requested for this one, and I'm going to complete this one today. And so before any delay, let's start to do this. Before that, I'm going to show about Shopify CLI. So for that we have to do one thing. First we have to install RubyInstaller. You can find all documentation about this one on Shopify dev. I'm going to show it in second. Just open Shopify dev and here we can see theme section, and on the theme section there is a getting started, and then we have to overview. Here you can see how we can install a CLI. For that there's a getting started tutorial, and here we can click on our create theme. Here you can see what we need for install our CLI. Here first we need Ruby or Ruby dev kit for Windows. So I'm going to install this one because right now I don't have installed the Ruby or anything. I'm going to show all process here. So I'm going to install this one. Meanwhile, I'm going to show how we have a Ruby or not. If I enter gem maybe, and it's saying not, it's gem, and it's saying gem is not recognized because we don't have a Ruby installed. So let's wait until this download and come back to you. So it's installed, downloaded now. Let's install our Ruby. This will take much time, so I'm going to fast forward. So let's click on accept, and I also need everything. So this is required because whenever we are going to enter gem in CLI, and this will work from here. Otherwise we have to mention our path for our Ruby gem, like C and this full path. But if we got in path, so we don't have to type full path. So this is necessary one, and I'm going to click on next, and let's wait until till this downloaded. So okay, now it's installed and see some additional settings. So let's do this. Let's do first one. Now second one, if they in case any updates. Okay, so it's updated. Let's close this one by enter. So let's check we got Argen or not. Window run, not or it should be cmd, and let's enter sim, and now we got RGM installed. The next thing we have to install our CLI, which is this one. No, this one. We can add XAMPP install and then Shopify -CLI and enter. So this will install our Shopify CLI. With this we can create our theme and apps too. So this is the same process for the app installment. The only difference will be instead of Shopify theme, it should be Shopify app in it. Let me show you. If in case you are interested in building an app or something, so you can use Shopify CLI. Yeah, you can see it's a slightly different from our Shopify theme. As you can see, this is a Shopify app tunnel, so it will be a token generated or something like that. You can follow this app document for that one. So we are not going to use this. We are going to work with our Shopify theme. So okay, so our Shopify CLI installed. Now we can check by Shopify. Version and enter. As you can see, it's asking me to send in all my reports to Shopify or not. So I'm going to say no by pressing J and enter. Let's print our Shopify version again. So it's saying 250.2. So now we got our Shopify CLI installed. Let's close this. So now I'm in empty folder. So for this I'm going to open this in my VS Code and close this one. As you can see, there's nothing over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to download my theme from our Shopify store. So which will be Shopify theme. So we need this ID to download our theme to local. So what I'm going to do, first of all, let's open our terminal here, and here I'm going to log in on my Shopify. Let me show you which is Shopify. Login and enter. So it's asking me to log in from which account I want to log in. So right, it's logged in. The next thing we have to do, I'm going to say no again. And unexpected something go wrong, so let's do it again. So it's asking which store which user I want to log in. I'm going to use Shopify Sean Kumar, no, Sandeep Kumar, which is my partner's ID. So if I enter this one, I'm logged in my partner account. The next thing, we have to log in our store, which will be my name store, and then the link of our store, which is just like theme kit. We need this one and paste here and enter. So now it's asking me to verify my authentication, and I'm also going to select my user again. So now we have logged in our to store. To check, we can type Shopify who am I. This will show where which user I logged in and which store I am logged in. As you can see, it's saying logged in store name, store URL, and partner organization is my name. Okay, so let's all for this now. Next thing, we have to Shopify theme pull, then our theme. By the way, that's an optional. If we are not going to put this theme ID, then it will pull down theme from GitHub. So I'm going to put my ID, and then it's asking my path, so I'm going to download in same folder. If I'm not going to put this path, then it will download in folder. So let's enter this one. So it's pulling my themes, so theme files. As you can see, it's started pulling the theme files. Okay, so it's installed. Let's do our thing. So I'm going to run another command which will serve our theme on locally, which is Shopify theme serve, and enter. you can work on this theme without pushing any files on live or anything done on live. So you can test your theme functionality and everything locally. So first time it will take time. Once you run first time, next time it will start very fast. Okay, so it's up now. As you can see, it's updating my files and everything. So till this updating, let me show you two things, and that's my local themes URL. If I click on this, you can see it's running on my local locally. What's my password? Let me check the preference. It's a test. Enter. Test and enter. It will work like theme, just like we do in localhost with BAMP or something, like if you used to know. And if I click on this one, this will open my local themes editor customization. As you can see, if everything I will make changes over here will be saved in my note section, config Shopify data. So that's all, and that's my live themes preview. Okay, then that's all I think we need. Let's go to our product page. So we got this one. Let's try this. What's its name? Archibaldman. Change. Load more. Okay, over here. And over here I'm going to assign different images for this one. And save. Okay, the next thing we have to do is we have to go to our product template. So I'm going to Control P, product template, and over here we got, let's install one more thing, Shopify, not liquid. Yep, this one. We need this one. So whenever we are going to control click, this will open respective file. It's installing. Okay, so once it's installed, we need to refresh our browser. So not a browser, refresh our editor. I'm going to, by the way, it's working without refresh, so I'm going to click this one, and this will open my file from sections. And over here we have to find our selector with name ID, and here I'm going to add, let's make some space. Here I'm going to add data image. Let's call data minus img equal to let's call variant dot featured image dot id and save. And where is our images? Okay, so here I'm going to add also data. Let's call id this one, and here we are going to image dot id. So let's save this one. By the way, it's refresh, it's on, but I think there's something wrong. If I'm going to move this down, we don't need this one, we only need this one. So as you can see, here we got data image id, and for slider we also got the data id. So next thing I have to check with owl one thing. Okay, so let's try this one. So we got one image that's not look so good. Okay, so we got our things. So next thing we have to do app.js.liquid, and here should be, let's change to JS JavaScript. So we have to find the change event. Where was I added? I'm not sure where was it. Okay, so here is a change event. So it's in our section. Yep, that's it over here. And over change we have to find okay, so we got our variant name, that's a pretty big function I have wrote. Alright, okay, then we want our image based on this selection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to console first, info jQuery this dot data, and the data was image, which is this one. We are going to pick this one and save and refresh again. So if we are going to change, we got our media ID, and based on this we are going to find our thumbnail. So let's see, let's call this one here, I'm saying const media id equal to this one, and the next thing we want this class and say class, not this one, this class and data equal to double quotes, and not this one, I'm going to use dollar, and here we are going to add media id, so let's see how many we got. So let's change this to gold. We got our thumbnails, slides div, which is already selected, and if I am going to select on div, or not a div, a silver one, that will be our third one because that's not in our here. And in this I'm going to add parent because we have to go to on that slide dot index plus 1, so this should be 3. If I'm going to refresh this, okay, this should be function index plus 1, and let's refresh again. Okay, so now we got 3 and we can do our thing, which is where is it? I'm going to select this ID, jQuery as the ID dot what was the let's check this one. Let's say this one const slide index equal to this place to this one and save it. So this should work now. We got so many errors regarding what? I don't know what this stuff saying. So let's try our functionality. Okay, something isn't working. Let's try jump to. And save again. We don't need this one. And refresh again. Okay. Let's try this one again. Hopefully this will work. And save. Okay, so it's working now. What I think there's something wrong with this one. Info. Okay, my account is not synced with this one, so I have to do it manually. Save. And refresh again. That's a one fine. That's the third. Okay. So if I'm going to remove this one and save again, I think this should work fine. Yep, that's work fine. I think that will be helpful. You can implement. By the way, before do anything here, we have to move this on to live live store. Sorry. So I'm going to remove this and save it. close this one with Control C. Yes. And next we have to push this to our store. By the way, I'm doing same command. Instead of pull, I'm going to push these changes to this theme. So I'm going to say push and theme ID and the same URL. So let's say enter. It's asking you want to push these changes to live, and I'm going to say yes because my theme is live. So it's asking me to I want to push it live or not. So if I say no, this will push this theme as a separate theme. So tomorrow I will do something new regarding sometimes we need the window updation, sometimes we need to check our sites on Mac, and most of the people we have Windows systems. So in case we want to test our website on Linux or on Mac, we can do it with Shopify WSL. I will share video about that one. So till then, keep coding, be awesome.